Esther ji, I want to also talk about you. Your life journey, your work, and research. It is so inspiring. For especially people who want to understand this more closely. But I am sure that you would have faced a lot of pushback from certain groups and people of whom we have spoken about. What kind of reactions did you get, and how did you face all of that?
Now, you would be surprised that I never intended to come out to the public after I quit Christianity. I quit it in my very first semester. I knew something was not right in my very first semester. And then I told you, I walked you through the journey, how meticulously, piece by piece, my faith fell apart. But I never intended at any point to come out to the public. For one, I loved my privacy. I still do. But now it seems like a luxury, very difficult to keep. It's a challenge to keep your privacy. So I took an early retirement, Kamalji, after having started a self-sustaining small business in the US that only needed remote monitoring. And my retirement plan was grand. I wanted to focus on all those things that I had put on the back burner because of, other important things that I had to attend in life. I thought my retirement, I would focus on those things. And they were reading, writing, science fiction, traveling, watching a ton of movies. I loved movies of all languages. And so after winding up my responsibilities in the US, I went to live in India in 2018. What I saw after I returned is that in the 10 years that I stayed out of my motherland, the conversion scene, the conversion models just went from bad to rogue.
Right.
The new lows that evangelism hit was inexcusable.
Right.
So it took a very ugly shape, especially in the Telugu states.
Yes.
So, and they needed to be countered. There were already some organizations working here. And I knew I had to do something. I couldn't keep quiet. And even at that stage, I thought I would just go out to the public platform, share my story, be done with it, and go back to my privacy. I couldn't do that either. Now, when I look back, it was in 2018 that I first came out to the public. And it was my dharma calling me. And it tasked me with much more than just sharing my story and getting out of the scene. And the rest, as they say, is history. So when I stepped onto the public platform, the reaction was just as I expected it to be. Now, you have to understand that Christians are not used to criticism. They have always been on the giving end and never on the receiving end. In a scenario like that, they suddenly saw that here was a fundamentalist Christian who practiced Christianity for a quarter of a century and then studied it as an academic subject at the master level. Now she has rejected it and is public about it. They couldn't handle that. I also have to tell you that my very first critics or my abusers, my haters, call them whatever you want, were the people that I knew. Because I lived as a Christian in the same city that I first came out to. So most of my family, my relatives, my close friends are all Christian, still Christian.
Right.
And I had a huge Christian community for friends. I went to this huge mega church that had about 10,000 in attendance every Sunday. for them, seeing me on screen, criticizing and quitting Christianity, because they've seen me how devout, how fundamentalist of a Christian I was. So they couldn't take it. I'm not saying it's the same people who came out and criticized me, but it was the people that knew me at some level, in some way at a personal level. So either they are friends of friends, or they are friends of my siblings, families. So they couldn't take it. Also, I have to say that Indian Christian is not acquainted with critical scholarship. They don't know that there is a whole academic field called critical scholarship. So to them, if you are criticizing Christianity, if you're critiquing Christianity, you are a Christ hater, you're a Jesus hater, you're a Christian hater, Christianity hater. So they did not take it as an academic opinion. To me, to this day, it is still academic. It's nothing personal. So it is academic. So the Indian Christian does not understand critical scholarship. And they tried every trick in the book to intimidate me, to harass me, to abuse me. They assassinated my character. They questioned my credentials. They attributed a false reason to my U-turn. Because Christianity cannot take it that somebody could leave Christianity after practicing it for so long. And if somebody has left Christianity, it is for personal reasons. It's for emotional reasons, because that's the reason you get into Christianity. Right. Not because you find the Bible to be an excellent book, or not because its theology makes absolute sense. People get into Christianity for emotional reasons. So people have to quit Christianity only for emotional reasons. It cannot be an academic reason. So they attributed some false reasons, some personal reasons for my U-turn. They did all that. And just Google my name, Kamalji, and you'll find more videos against me than videos by me. Right. So now if you ask me, how did I handle that? I'd have to say I don't. How do I handle that? I don't. I just don't handle it. I just let it be. I know that peddle only lies about me, and everything they have said about me personally is a big fat lie. And not a word they said about my personal life especially is based in truth. But also I know that I signed up for it. I didn't expect it to be a bed of roses, and I wasn't caught unaware. I knew what I was getting into, which is why it doesn't bother me one bit. And I also meditate. I meditate away the criticism from me, from affecting me. So meditation teaches me to be calm, develop compassion for my critics, because I was in their place one time. I would have probably reacted the same way, because Christianity is very emotional, you know. It's an emotional thing. I know even for a lot of Hindus, their religion is emotional, especially these days, with so much of criticism and all that. But Christianity has always been a deeply emotional religion. I mean, people get attached to this Jesus figure to such an extent that they cannot handle abuses or accusations leveled against Jesus and his historicity. So meditation helps me remember, you know, that he or she is a victim, just like my family still is, and I once was. So it reminds me that I'm here to fight the system and not the individual. So it inculcates the spirit in me to forgive them, forgive all those abuse, all those critics. It also prevents me from stooping to their level, which is why you don't find not a single rebuttal. I mean, there's nothing to rebut academically, and I don't go out and give explanations to whatever they have said against me at a personal level. So I cannot, I don't owe anybody any explanation. So I know that, this is my dharma, and I'm here to educate, inform, awaken. So I'm just focused on that aspect. And I also have to say this, I am reading about karma philosophy, and whatever I have understood so far, that helps me cope up with criticism. Maybe I'll be able to put this experience in words someday, but until then, I think I'll enjoy the experience. But having said all that, I must add that the criticism that I face is my performance meter. Okay, so without it, I think I would have doubted if I'm doing my job well. So as long as there is criticism, I will know that I'm doing my job well.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.